Oh. Hello and welcome to the Mediocre Moms podcast. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Kate.
And we are your mediocre moms. We are here just trying to get through it the best that we can. We're not perfect. We're mediocre. And we're here to be your girlfriends because what every mom needs is friends.
Yeah, definitely. I'm feeling actually really good today. I just had yoga this morning.
Nice.
It's like the yoga class organized by my mom's group here. Mm-hmm. So like we do yoga and breakfast once a month. And yeah, feeling very supported by women today.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm tired because my old coworkers actually asked me to go out for a little girls' night last night. So I did not get home until midnight, which is very much late for me. So got home at midnight and then slept okay. So tired. And then today, going back out with another old coworker who's flying in from Florida this morning. She was just texting me.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be tired.
Yeah, I feel your tiredness.
Yes.
I think I was yawning during the intro because I saw it. I started to yawn and then I started to yawn.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Okay. So let's check in. What's new with you?
Yeah, I'm good. It's good to kind of back into routine because kids were off school for 2 weeks, and that was a week after Easter.
Okay.
And also my job's communion was at the start of the vacation. Mm-hmm. So we haven't actually talked for a couple weeks because I had last week I was picking up my kids because they were with their father. Then the week before, actually, I was at Europa Park, which is like Kirkland brand Disney. Just and then the week before that was the communion, and then I think the week before that was Easter. So right, or was there one in between?
I don't remember.
Yeah, so we haven't had our Sunday call in a while.
No.
But overall things have been I'm just happy to get back into routine.
Yeah.
And I have a fun craft project. I bought the patio set for my upstairs neighbor for a tenth of what it cost new, and I'm making a project, a fun thing to do. And I dyed the cushions. They were just they were sun bleached, and they looked a bit actually the color was fine. It was a grayish color, but which is what I would want, and but it just had a sun faded look to it.
Yeah.
They're 100% polyester, and actually someone told me go to this kind of store, actually the pharmacy, and ask for the dye. So I was like, oh really? Okay. And I brought one of the pillowcases with me to be to show 100% polyester, because they probably pronounce it slightly different, and she would be I have no idea what you're saying. Yeah. And I said polyester instead of polyester or whatever. Mm-hmm. And she was no, it can't be done, and literally just walked away. No.
Nice.
And just turned around and walked away. But of course they make dyes for synthetic materials, but you're supposed to do it in a pot on the stove to keep it really high temperature. Yeah. But these is a couch cushion. It's a big
massive.
I have a pot that can hold a couch cushion.
Yeah.
So I did it in the washing machine, and it did come out as there's still some
yeah,
it's still it's an improvement, but it's not so great.
Yeah.
I think at this point they'll just need new covers at some point. Maybe I'll ask my mom for that for Christmas. And then but they're good for now. And then the next project is actually restoring the wood. So I'm gonna sand it down and stain it and give it polyurethane. And then and I'm also trying again for plants. Not good with plants, and my mom.
Same.
My mom is I don't know pots. I don't do potted plants, so she can't help me. To watching some YouTube videos. I think I overwater, so I got a moisture meter.
Okay.
And I've been trying bottom watering, which is another thing where you water the saucer instead of putting it in the top. And yeah, I'm really hoping these plants live. That's yes. That's and I'm enjoying this project of making the balcony.
Very nice.
What next?
All right, hold on 1 minute. I got somebody who's whining. That was Peekaboo.
Right. Well, the fur baby, I assumed it was the real baby.
I thought she'd want to be left outside because it's a beautiful day. Yep. She's at the door whining.
Here is a beautiful day too, actually. So Pete was in charge of the kids one morning because I was at yoga and then breakfast. And he told them, like, the more you play inside, the longer you have to play outside later.
Yeah.
So right now they are basically locked out of the house for the next 2 hours. Like, less than that now. They have like another hour or so left. It's like, I feel like they have a lot more like respect for him, like, because he can get away with being like, you're gonna go outside for 2 hours, and they're like a little like unhappy, but they're not like, they didn't fight it the way they would have.
Yeah.
I was like, you're gonna go outside for 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
Find something to do.
Like, that would not work with my kids. I don't feel like the way it sounds like your neighborhood is set up. It's set up for kids with like playgrounds and things, and like on my backyard, that's all they have is my backyard, and they have a trampoline, and that's about it. And if they want to go to the playground, then they have to come find me, and then we have to like decide, and then if we're gonna do the one that's walkable. Are we not gonna do the one that's walkable? So that's a car ride. So
Lavinia really wants to go to the pool.
Is the pool weather for you?
It's an indoor pool.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just a bit of a project to get to the pool, and
Yeah.
I know. And she'll cry because she's like, so we're never going.
Oh, God.
Honey. I want to say, of course we'll go soon, but like, actually, I don't know, because it is a bit of a project, and you need like, you need some free hours to make it worth like over there. It's not far, but like, you need to like get your bathing suits and you need to like get all the stuff. You need to get over there. You need to have some time to enjoy it. Then you need to shower. You need to get home, and you're like, it takes a lot out of you, so you're kind of like tired today.
Yeah. So I have good news on my daughter's birth certificate front. I don't know if I've talked about it on here. So my maiden name was misspelled on her birth certificate. And as a very tired, very brand new mom, I looked at that birth certificate 9 years ago and said, that's later me's problem. That is not a today problem. Well, unfortunately, it is time. We need to get her a passport. We need a correct birth certificate. So, and as is everything with the government and anything so large, it's not easy. It is not easy. So I found the correct document, filled it out, had to pay to have it notarized, had to get the money order. I had to get my birth certificate as a supporting document. I got it all together. I bundled it up. I mailed it off. And I called the place a couple times, like, did you get it yet? Did you get it? Because I just want to make sure. It has my birth certificate, so it's an important, envelope. Number one, and I need it. And like, I talked to somebody, and they're like, no, we didn't get it yet, but like, we are backed up on birth certificates.
Yeah.
Great. It's not like I'm in a kind of French or anything. So finally I called, and they're like, we actually just I could see we just mailed it. So they're like, you should get it around, this day. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I get the brand new birth certificate, and I'm like, the level of excitement of a kid on Christmas. They did not change anything. So my name is still misspelled. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I call back, and the first lady's like, no, there's nothing we can do. No, I already paid.
Yeah.
You're not only paid, but paid twice, because I had to have it notarized, which is paying once, and then I had to send you a money order, which is a bitch to get. It's not like I'm writing a check. It's not
bank during the bank's hours, which is like
yeah, yeah. So like, and fill out the documents, and I'm like, this is and they're like, nope, sorry. So I called back again. I was like, nope, I am not accepting this answer. And I got this guy, and he goes, no, you have to do everything all over again. And my 5-year-old was just being a 5-year-old and had me on the edge. And I'm talking to this asshole, and I'm going to say it. I was like, you're telling me I have to do this all over again? And I was like, I already fucking did this. I was like, I'm about to lose my shit. You need to tell me right now how this is going to be fixed, because this is what you did. And he goes, ma'am, I don't have to listen to this. And he hung up on me. I call back again. because this is what we do. And this is all in the middle of me getting Hannah's shoes on to put her in the car, because we have to go pick up her sister and sit in the pickup line. This is all happening right then and there. And I call this lady, and I was like,
yeah, it's like, this is your mistake. How are you going to fix it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get this lady. Her name is Susan. I think it was Susan. God bless Susan. And Susan, I was like, Susan, I need help. I was like, you got to be my blessing today. And I explained the whole situation. And at the bottom of the birth certificate, there's like an order number to like identify said birth certificate. And I'm in the pickup line with this is it. And like driving. There's a cop by the school because obviously, you know, the kids are getting out. And I'm driving like, the number is 354, you know. And I'm trying to make sure this is like, and she's like, oh, okay, well, let me send, I see there, you know, there is a mistake. And she's like, well, let me send you to, what do they call it? An alteration department. Because I'm asking for a document to be altered. Thank you, Susan. She goes, it's a bit of a hold time. I don't care. That's fine. So she puts me on hold. And I ironically get somebody lovely named Hannah. And Hannah goes, let me see. And she goes, oh, I see what happened. We have some new people. And apparently in the computer system, there's 2 spots where this correction would need to be made. And they only made it 1. I can fix this. She goes, you don't have to pay again. But she said, typically, what would have to happen is I would have to send the incorrect one back, and then they'd send me a new one. She's like, but because you're in a time crunch, I'll send it out in good faith if you promise to get it to me. And I was like, girl, I'll overnight it to you if you need me to. So then another mistake happened in my favor, though, because I got home from work soon after, and I see 2 letters from them. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Why is... Not the same day, but like a couple days later, and I see 2 letters from them. Oh, fuck. What is going on now? They sent me 2 correct birth certificates.
Super.
So now the passport is it is an issue. However, we can send one to the government for her new passport, and then to go to Canada, if I don't have it in time, I have a correct birth certificate I could use to get her over.
Yeah, but the birth certificate, that works for Canada?
I think for a child. I don't know about an adult, but I think for a child. It is. And I said, and if like we can get in and they won't let her get out, I said, then she and I are just going to stay, and I'll have a passport already en route, and Brian will just have to go home and get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You doing Niagara Falls?
Yeah. We're going to Niagara, and we're going to go to Toronto. So yeah, we're going to do that. That's for this year.
Like the same thing as some years ago.
Yeah.
Nice. I love the city, and Niagara Falls is also just like, you see why this is something you have to see once in your life.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. And actually it was so nice that I was with my sister-in-law, because my husband always would be like, he doesn't want to pay extra for anything.
No, he does not. Yeah.
Yeah. So like the boat ride where you like take the little boat and go close to it's worth it. Like,
yeah.
Silly little thing. You're out there that long, and like, but like you do it, because like you're gonna go back to Niagara Falls. Like, it is amazing, but it's not something like I would go back to.
Yeah.
It's not having us to go there again. Like, yeah. So I'm glad I did it right.
Yeah.
Do it right.
Yeah. My father-in-law doesn't want to do that, but everyone else does. So he's not going to go. We're just going to leave him behind. He can be very much a party pooper at times.
Yeah, we got like pretty splashed, but it was like nice warm days.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what we're going the end of July, so it will be warm.
Yeah, I think it was also summer.
Nice.
We have a waterfall here in Switzerland. One time, Peter like kind of made it into our plans. We go to Germany to buy furniture, and actually, I feel really. We just bought some stuff. Like one time, he decided for us to like go to this waterfall, and like by volume, like by water volume, it's like maybe the biggest in Europe, but it's not Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
It is very beautiful and nice little area. And it's like so full of tourists.
Oh.
Switzerland is weird because I think people want to see Switzerland, but there isn't like a lot of big sites. Like,
yeah.
because it's mostly like you do the mountains, you do the skiing, and like it. So like,
or the lint
things
factory.
they have, it's really full because it's like,
yeah.
'cause I think when people are planning a trip, you're looking for those sites, those things you have to kind of see and check off. But that's Switzerland's not really like.
Yeah, you go to the Alps. Yeah.
But this place was just like packed. So I'm like,
you're like, oh, we found one.
yeah, like, oh, okay. Everyone always says like complains how Lucerne, which is our closest city, like we're on Lake Lucerne. We're like, end of it. That's where Peter works, and like, oh, it's so full of tourists. It's like there are tourists. Like, you walk along the waterfront, you will definitely see tourists, but like, it's not full of tourists.
Yeah.
Like, I live in Rome. Like, this is not full of tourists.
Yeah.
It's just a place that has some tourists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from my girls' night last night, we were talking about things, and we came up with a question, and I was like, well, I'll ask Kait and see what she said.
Yeah.
Because we're all old ladies on girls' night. So we're wondering in other countries, and I think this might be more of an Italy question, but I'm asking it in general for Europe. If you were to call, like, I don't know, like usually like an insurance company or or a utility company or something kind of more in those, would you press like 1 for Italian, press 2 for German, press 3 for...
Yes, if you're lucky.
Yes. So they do have it, but it's rare.
In Switzerland, they always have it. Because Switzerland...
Yes, I figured that.
So Switzerland, like, it's always like... press 1. It's almost always press 1 for German, because they're always in order of the population of, like... is the most German, then French, and then Italian. So it's always in that order. German, French, and then Italian. Mm-hmm. And there is another official German language, but it's a very, very like regional, like, I don't know, spoken by like 200 people, the language. And that one is normally not included. It's only included in like some really official government things. So that'll be like a 4th option. English is more often the 4th option rather than the language.
Yeah.
See, I often press 4 for English pretty often. Like when I
don't blame you.
With my health insurance, I can. With a lot of stuff, English, just the 3 options, not English. In Italy, normally no. In Italy, normally it was just Italian.
Yeah.
It was really, really hard because even though I speak Italian okay, it's surprising how much reading lips is part of understanding something.
Oh.
Like,
yeah.
We speak English at a level where it doesn't quite register. But you ever notice, like, if you're like eavesdropping on someone, maybe
I need to see their lips,
looking at their mouth. Like, you start looking at them.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want them to know I'm listening, and then I just don't look, and then like I can't understand because I can't see their lips. Yeah, I need to see the lips.
In a second language, like, where you're not so good, like, it becomes even more important. So, like, the phone is already a lot harder because, like, my Italian's at this level, but if I can't see your face, it goes down a notch.
Yeah.
And then, like, the phone recordings can be really fast. The other day, I had to call my gynecologist. Oh, this is a story I could share with you. But, they had a voice message to say, message them on WhatsApp. Now, that's fucking it.
That feels sketch to me.
I know. Message them on WhatsApp if we're not open. But they said the number once. And like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like speed. I'm like, so I had to call them.
I would call back like 3 times.
And call them back. Ring, 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 voice message, listen to it through. I had to call 3 times to do that. And like, because it's like a voice message, I think for myself, like if I call back too quickly, it was busy. So I'm like waiting counting to 10. Do you want to know why I had to call my gynecologist?
Oh no, why?
I can't find the box for my IUD.
You had the box?
Well, it's like that, like just.
They never gave me the box.
Well, yeah, but just like it had like wrote the date on it, like today's date.
Oh, like I got a little piece of paper. With the
movie or something. I lost it. Normally I don't lose things. I lost this box, and I don't know what brand it is. And oh my god, talk about the sketch. The What's Up lady.
Yeah.
First of all, she told me she has no medical file for me, so she can't tell me what it is. How do I not have a medical file with my gynecologist? It's been granted, it's been 3 years.
Yeah.
Like, you throw away my medical file after 3 years? Like,
What happened?
medical file would go into perpetuity, like, until, like,
Yeah.
50 years.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she's like, no, we don't have this. Like, and then I asked her, like, next day, like, just to confirm, you have no medical value for me. And she's like, you see, I confirm. Like, but, yeah, she was replying back. I talked about Sketch. She was replying to me in voice messages on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, she named a couple brands. So, like, I can tell you it would be one of this brand or this brand. But, like, I couldn't understand, like...
I'd be like, I need to talk to the doctor. Because this...
The doctor... Actually, so my doctor didn't put it in.
Oh.
And it was her office. I had, like, another one of the doctors do it. Mm-hmm. Because, like, I was like, I don't care. I want to get laid without a condom. And I want put this thing in.
Yeah.
But... So it's been 3 years. And there's some that are... no longer good after 3 years. Some of them are good for 5, 8 years. So maybe I'm taking this thing, but since I don't know,
I would take it out and put a new one in. I think, so after Hannah, I had an IUD put back in, and I didn't keep the piece of paper because I was like, I don't need to. It's in their file. And in my head, I'm like, I was like, when she's 5, it comes out. This only lasts for 5 years. And so I went to the doctor last year, and I'm ashamed to say it was my first time at the gynecologist since they put it in the IUD after Hannah, because I just kept putting it off.
And also COVID. Like, I did.
Yeah, there was COVID. Yep, COVID. And so then I said, I'm pretty sure I need to have my IUD out because Hannah was 5. And she's like, nope, you have 1 more year with it. And I looked it back up. I was like, no, bitch, it should have come out a year ago. But she told me I had 1 more year. So when I go back this year, I'm probably like, I should probably call. I think I have the appointment. I have to call and be like, hey, can we also put in a new IUD? Like put in while I'm there for the tune-up, you know? So we'll see. But this is my first year. I have my appointment to go get my boobs smashed.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Is it like you're over 40 and they like call you up?
Once you hit 40, you get...
When do we start having to worry about our butts? Is that 50?
50. 50, you worry about your butt. 40, you worry about the boobs.
Oh.
But yeah.
I had a lump once and I freaked out and I had it. And have you done it? Mm-mm. Mine was like, there was a little bit of a manual. I think it was almost all machine.
Yeah.
And granted, Italy, they're not shy about other people's boobies.
Yeah.
Like, I have been at like a intimacy, which is like the Victoria's Secret, like where the lady was just like grabbing my boobies and adjusting them. And me, like 20 years old, like, what is this lady doing? You know? Nowadays, I'd be like, yeah, what do you think?
Yeah.
What do I need?
Yeah.
At the time, I was like, what is this lady doing?
I'm being molested in the middle of the store.
They really, this is a real treat for the audio, for the people watching video.
Yeah.
They really like pull you on, like push you. They want to be able to see.
They want the best picture, yeah.
Really, like pulling it out and getting it on that plate because it smushes it in a little plate.
Yeah. Well, ironically, one of the realtors that I work with on my group, she called me about something. And so we were talking and we started to kind of bullshit a little bit. And she's like, well, I'm working now. And I said, you are? And she said she used to be an x-ray tech. And then she had some type of, I think, like a back injury or something. And she couldn't lift anymore. And then she saw with St. Luke's, which is a major hospital here, that they would teach you how to do a mammogram and like train you. And she's like, oh, I'm going to do this instead because, I don't have to lift. And I was like, well, I might see you because I just made my appointment. And in my area, like when I went to make the appointment through the hospital's general like scheduling, they're like, you can go here, you can go here, you can go here, you can go here. And I'm like, okay, well, let's do it by date, So like, I have it written in my phone, but I want to text her and be like, do you work here? Because maybe we'll get to know each other really well. Touch my boobies. And she's like, yeah, come on down.
Let's see how much we can get about.
When I was younger, I had nothing. And now after having kids and gaining weight, I got something. But like, I don't know if I have the pull out enough of boobs.
So the thing, like they say, like, oh, you have kids, your boobs get bigger. Mine never got bigger; they just got longer.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, like I had boobs, like, and I was a little heavier, so that helps.
Yeah.
And then also the pill, so that helps. So like I had boobs, but like, with like kids, they didn't get like bigger; they got like
big,
like longer.
Yeah. So we'll see. Let's see. When is my appointment? I think it's next month. Because they're like, let's try to get it for your birthday, and I was like, well, that's not a really nice 40th birthday present. And then I was like, I don't mind going far out.
With my, like, the kind of thing, once this, like, occurred to me.
Oh, it's on June 16th. So,
June 5th, I'm getting my IUD replaced. So I hope they actually give me one right away. So I know in the U.S., they'll give you, like, a lot of shit. Like, they don't, like, just easily hand them out.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping, like, when I made my appointment in Italy, and it was, like, a weird thing, because, like, I didn't want my ex-husband to, like, know. But, like, I had to, like, disappear for some hours. And, it's kind of like a weird, like, very, like, cloak and dagger sort of to get my IUD out. Because he walked the kids.
Yeah.
He doesn't know where I was. But, and then, like, I was like, but I was making the appointment. I'm like, and you're actually going to put it in. I don't want, because I know in the U.S. I've heard such horror stories about women, like, wanting an IUD and having to really fight for it. But, like,
my first IUD, at the time I was having, I don't know how to say, I have a history of seizures. And so at the time I was on anti-seizure medication. And the doctor said, you can't be on the pill and be an anti-seizure medication because the anti-seizure medication will make the pill less effective. We have to find other ways. And first they're like, let's give you a diaphragm, which was like, talk about a fucking mood killer. And then, not to mention that.
It's been 19.
Oh, I know. Well, the best part was I forget it's up there. And then be like, oh shit, that thing's still in me. And have to like.
I never had a diaphragm. Isn't it just like you put it in and you take it out sort of situation? Like
you put it in and then you have to wait like so many hours after you have sex or whatever to take it out. Like you can't just take it out right away.
Right, because they swim around. Sure.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh shit, I forgot this fucker. So then I went back. I said, you have to think of something else because I can't do the diaphragm anymore. And they said, this old lady said to me, and at first I was like, I don't mind going to old lady. Now I'm like, I totally mind going to her because I would never do it again. She goes, well, you're not married, but are you in a long-term commitment? Yes, I am. I'm engaged to what is now my husband.
Like, we 10 years.
Yeah, I'm engaged. And she's like, I'll bring it up at my physician's group and we'll discuss it. And then I get a phone call like, we decided that you can get it even though that you're not married. And I was like, I never felt so like, like, should I bring in a note from my dad saying I'd give her permission? Like, what the fuck?
Like, yeah, and honestly, that's the kind of thing I've heard over and over again. I've heard women like who don't want to have kids at all, and the doctor being like, well, maybe change your mind. Also, an IUD doesn't make you infertile. Like, but they treat it like it does.
Forget the fact that like I had a medical condition where I couldn't. My options were limited. It wasn't. I'm not saying other people who wanted it shouldn't have been given it. I'm not saying that. But like I had an extra layer of like she has a medical condition that, first of all, until we get the seizures under control, she should not be pregnant. Because that would, I can, yeah. And like, if because of this medical issue, her options are limited. And then the icing on the motherfucking cake, which like I said, I did not like this old lady. She wasn't a doctor. She was a nurse practitioner and whatever. I had to have the head or the person of this practice put it in. I'm like, fine. I had my husband with me because I was like, I don't know how much it's gonna hurt. I was like, you need to come with me. And nobody asked my goddamn permission. And she came in and looked over his shoulder to learn how to put it in. And nobody said, is this okay? That pissed me off too. That royally pissed. Where I had, if she watches.
Who watches?
The old lady. She came in while the guy did it and literally was like over his shoulder as he's between my legs. putting in
It's a similar experience when I had a DNC after a miscarriage.
Yeah.
And like a medical group came in
Yeah.
and checked my stitches. And like without actually saying a word to me as a person.
Yeah.
Just looking at my body and talking about my body.
Yeah. That's
Like
I
couldn't get out of there fast enough. Like
the hospital I had my children at is a teaching hospital, and I would get asked, especially when I went, I mean, 2 big times I was there was when I was giving birth, and I would get asked all the time, is it okay? Yeah, it's fine. You have to learn. Like when I was in the maternity triage or whatever, they're trying to determine if I'm in labor and all this shit. They're like, do you mind? We have this, this intern. Can you? Yeah, you can look. I don't mind. It's just asking permission.
yeah.
It makes me feel a little bit more joy. You have to learn. I understand. Here you go.
I feel the same way. Like
Yeah. So
yeah. But yeah. And so yeah, I'm like celibate now because since I found out that maybe it's not working. I don't know. I feel like it probably is still working. It's just like it needs to come out. But
I mean, mine's been in the extra year, so I mean, no.
3 years. 3 years. Okay, 3 years have been like January, so we're like
Yeah.
it's May. But like since this occurred to me, like how many
Peter
years is it for? And, like,
hasn't tried to convince you, like, oh, just one time.
No, if anything, I was like, I told him because like it occurred to me, and I was like, I need to tell him that this is.
Yeah, I would too.
Like,
Yeah,
suddenly got pregnant. I'm like, well, look, I didn't think it would
Yeah.
happen.
yeah,
He would not be okay that I kept that.
yeah,
And I was like, I guess so. So you're not going to touch me until we figure this out because he's,
Yeah.
Mr. Self-Control, Mr. Jim, everything right. And and then I went to the hospital across the street, so I just went over there and asked for an appointment, and they were like,
oh, nice.
like 3 weeks from now, and I'm like, 3 weeks. They just nice. He like bought the condoms, and he's like, it'll be okay.
He's like, I figured it out, babe. Don't worry. Yeah.
He's been actually, he actually just his own thing. Like, so he told me something around, like, I'm like brushing my teeth or whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. I'm just like, are those from before? Like, like 3 years ago? Like, are they expired? And he was gone by the time I finished my teeth, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go in this bag. I wouldn't normally go into things, but like, I need to check, are these expired? Because like, it occurred to me, I don't want to remember later when it's like time to use one. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
those were expired.
Yeah.
And they're not expired. They're good for like another year. And it's like a 20 box and has 20 in it.
Okay.
Like, did he just buy a box of 20 condoms to get us through the next 3 weeks?
He has high hopes, this man. High hopes.
And I was like, that's an ambitious schedule.
You should ask him.
Condoms for the next 21 days. And actually, I asked him, like, were those from before? Or they knew. It was like, and he said they were actually from before. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess I checked if I was where they were expired, and they were not expired. So,
Oh my God.
like, ooh, someone's feeling frisky.
I was like, I won't be able to walk by the. I have to reschedule the appointment for another 3 weeks because
we are not that active now, and we could be like, or I mean, like before we knew that maybe there was a IUD. So actually, tell me if you don't want to talk about this, but like on the air.
Yeah.
But do you have any New Jersey clients yet? Not that you are a New Jersey realtor.
Oh yes, I do. Yes, I do. However, right now the market is dipping a little bit, so all my New Jersey clients are rental clients. So, but I am happy that there's a listing right now, and I would say it's hot because every New Jersey client I get, they want to see this listing. Like, that's where we're meeting. And it's nice because I can actually walk to it. Like, I walk there and we look at it, and then I can walk home. That's not usually an option in PA.
Neighbors with whoever you rented to.
There's one rental that's on my street, actually, and I have a client, and she's the sweetest lady. She's in a really shit situation because her house burned down, and she's living with family, and she sent me a text on Friday, like, I can't do this anymore. Like, you have to help me. And I was like, I would be okay if she was on my street and she knew I was on the street. I don't foresee her, like, bugging me, and I'm closer to the end.
Done with the realtor, that
They're done.
ends.
Yeah. So like, and I'm completely on one end, and she's kind of like, you've been on my street. It's a long street with a lot of houses. She would be in the middle, and like, but like there are other people who I would be like, no, and we're not offering that.
I don't want you to be on my street now. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So like I sent it to her because it met all her criteria, the amount of bedrooms, the rent. I'm trying to not look out of the Peaburg area. Like she wants to be in PA. I know where she wants to be, and it's a very rural area, so there's like the rentals are few and far between, and the rentals that do come up, like the one rental we saw, I think she would have rented, but the bedrooms were walk-through bedrooms, and her son's in her 20s, and she's like, I can't be traipsing or having him traipse through my bedroom to go to the bathroom. Like that's not
both directions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I get it. So the rentals are few and far between. And now she's like, before she was like, I only want this one little nugget. And now she's like, no, I'm looking within 50 miles. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to do too far into New Jersey because I know she has to get to work and she works nights and things. So I was like, we're just going to try to keep it in the Peaburg area and then open it up to all of Northampton County. So we'll see what she said. But
like, I think Peaburg's a nice place.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I'm biased. But yeah, it could be interesting. There's some colorful characters, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's... Like, city is not the right word, but...
No.
I would almost say, like, urban, but nowadays urban means, like, racial things. Like, the word has gotten twisted.
Yeah,
From just being, like... Yeah. Like, the fact that you walk anywhere, like, that's unusual for Warren and her.
Yeah. It's very weird because Peaburg, I like to say it's like Reno. It's a big little town, you know. It's essentially because like it's a town, and we're subdivided into like Lopakon, Pohatcong, Greenwich, Stortsville, Peaburg, like what I call Peaburg proper, and Alpha, and so like. And each of those different places that I mentioned has a school district, at least for grades K through 8.
Yeah.
No. I don't know. And because then they all feed into the Phillipsburg High School, which is a massive high school.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah, we played them at our high school.
And so it's just... It is so we're a big little town, and it's nice that you have options to walk to things, which I think, like you said, in Hunter and Warren County is few and far between.
Yeah, like if I was going to live in that area, and like not just like in my mom's house, like that's where I'd want to be, 'cause that's where the stuff is.
Yeah.
Like Allison, like my friend from college who grew up in the Boston area, happened to marry a guy from Washington, which is like right in our background to the
I think it's Warren County as well.
It is Warren County.
Yeah.
And like she'll come down sometimes to like visit her husband's family, and we always meet up. And like whenever we're going somewhere, it would be like in Peaburg, and she's like, and I had like going back to Peaburg because like you always go to Peaburg. That's where the things are. That's where the stores are, where the restaurants are, where the ice cream place, the bakery. Like if you want to do something that's not stare at each other, and drinking some beers, that's like you go to Peaburg.
Yeah. And like we're right next to Easton, which is having a little bit of a revival, which is super awesome. And that it's getting more trendy restaurants. It's getting like, there's like 3 super cool bakeries that I want to, and Easton has the farmer's market every Sunday, and it has like big events. Like there's Bacon Fest, which is a massive event, Garlic Fest. And there's other festivals that they have, but those are the two of my favorite that we go to.
I'm really sensitive to long car rides because of Aurora gets car sick. And I always felt like Easton was so close because it's just after Peaburg, but Peaburg's big enough that it's a good 30 minutes from my parents' house. Yeah. So then it becomes kind of like, oh, you should be closer because it actually doesn't feel so close to me anymore. Yeah. 30-minute drive, but right, we still pretend it is.
Yeah. It's not too bad, but yeah. So I'm getting some clients. I got these little door hangers for my neighborhood. It says, "Hey neighbor, as a professional real estate agent and a fellow neighbor, I know the real value of what our neighborhood offers. I'd love to offer you my services and resources, whether you're looking to buy or sell a home."
No, that's great.
And I you were supposed to put your business card in here. And I'm going to I already have 50 that are done, and that's going to go around. And I was thinking, I wonder if this is going to cover my whole street, and that's it. Like, I won't be able to do the street behind me. So I'm going to do my street, and if I can go further out to the street behind, I will go further out to the street behind. And I had the 50 I just showed you. That's for Noelle's neighborhood. I'm going to go over there. She lives in a very pretty neighborhood in Peabody. Like, the houses are older, and they have history to them.
The nice size houses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm gonna go over there.
Like farther from the highway.
Yeah. I ordered 100 more. Not of the blue ones. The one I ordered is kind of like a summer maintenance checklist for your home, and then those are gonna go by my grandma's neighborhood. 50 are going to go around grandma's neighborhood, because neighborhood just had a little tiny house. I want to say cottage, but it's brick, but it's kind of got that cottage, Cape Cod. It's a Cape Cod. I should know this. It's like a little brick Cape Cod. Just sold for $300,000 over ask.
Your grandma sold her house or house?
No, the house across the street sold for $300,000 over ask. So we're going to canvass her neighborhood as well.
Yeah. If I was looking for a realtor, I was, of course, now I would know you. I would ask you. But if I'm looking, like, the first name I see of someone that, like, looks normal and reasonable, like, I'm going to go for them, because it's just it's a matter of the need and the timing. So, yeah, faster than now. Send them out. Yeah.
Yep. So we got 50 for grandma's neighborhood. And I was thinking about asking my brother's mother-in-law. I'm very weird about, like, either I'm going to ask my brother's mother-in-law if I could just park my car in front of her house and do her neighborhood. I'm very paranoid about trying to go into a neighborhood and just randomly parking my car and somebody being like, "Hey, why is your car there?" Or "Get your car in front." So I just have this fear. So I was like, I'm either going to ask my brother's mother-in-law if it'd be okay if I just park my car in front of her house. I won't bother her at all. I'll let you know when I'm coming, so if there's a weird car, it's mine. Or the school I work at, there's a neighborhood like behind it, and I could leave my car in the parking lot there, and then just go walk, and then just go walk back to. So I don't know which one I'm going to do, but yeah. So I've got a lot of canvassing happening. Because the market's slow, I want to be able to try to really throw my name out, and I have letters.
Stable times, people don't want to do big financial change.
Yeah. But I have, I've got another little marketing idea that's only an email, but I still need to get up the courage to send it. So I've got to do that too. And I'm like, I kept always like, you've done all the steps. You wrote it. It was approved by my brother. I was like, tell me if this sounds good. He said, yes, sounds great. And
you're going to send it to like everyone you know?
No, it's going to go out to a specific type of business.
Oh, okay.
And let them know that I am available if they need me. So we'll see. But my group, one of the ladies who works with my group, she's like an admin, and she said that they always pick up in the fall. She's like, I don't know why, but that's just the trend for here, is that we always pick up in the fall. And I was like, in the fall, can I not do rentals? And she goes, yep. So I'm hoping to drop some of the rental clients.
The real estate industry picks up in the fall.
It's interesting, yeah. I mean, this is just
predicted the exact opposite because of schools.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what I said. But I was like, okay, so I'll do that. So we'll see where life takes me. We'll see where I am in December of this year, because I'm hoping I'm in a little bit of a different spot. But yeah, so that's what's new and happening over here.
Great, yeah.
Piggy was just looking out the door longingly. She's patrolling. She's been the naughty child lately.
How so?
I don't know what it is with her, but she has to have a puppy pad out almost at like all times, which she'll use for the most part. But it's like, Jesus Christ, dog, tell us. So yeah, She's a naughty child, right?
Dogs age ungracefully.
Yes. Yes. And she, my husband's like fit to be tied, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
What?
He's fit to be tied about it. It pisses him off to no end. But I'm the one that deals with it, so if anybody should be mad, it would be me. Yeah. But so yeah. Oh, guess where Joe is right now?
Honeymoon?
No, he's in Italy.
That's not his honeymoon.
No. His honeymoon was like 2 weeks in the Dominican Republic.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, this is the trip that your sister-in-law did not want to be pregnant for. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree with her.
Yeah. So yeah, nope, they're in Italy. Yep. I saw a video that she made, or her sister made, making fun of their dad. So it was like he was just kind of sitting like, ooh, and it was like the look on your face where you realize you have a 3-page itinerary.
If you go all the way to Italy, there's a lot to see, and
I don't think they're staying just in Rome. I think they are going to other places too.
I wouldn't expect someone to stay just in Rome if they came to Italy. Yeah, although you could fill a lot of time in Rome. I think a lot of people don't enjoy Rome because there's so much to do.
It's like overwhelming.
They're so busy, they don't stop and relax and enjoy it. Whereas like Florence, there's not that much to do, so people love Florence. So you like do one of the 2 big museums. You see the main church, maybe go up the tower, and then like you see the bridge. You hang out by the bridge, like.
I think
you just like pick something that you really like. Like we went with Peter, we did like a sciencey kind of museum with like clockworky stuff and like old kind of Renaissance kind of sciencey stuff. Like something you'd like. There's so you end up and then you enjoy some meals. Like because it's just. I'm sure I'm missing some big things in Florence, but like. That's kind of it.
Yeah.
You could do, either the Uffizi or the Galleria because there's 2 big museums. You would only pick one. And the big church. And there's lots of things you could do, but like those are the big ones. Whereas like Rome, big ones are St. Peter's Cathedral, the Vatican, the Colosseum, the Roman Forum, the Trevi Fountain, the Spanish Steps, the Pantheon. Like, and then
it's like
some museums and like the Piazza Nuova also I think it'd be on there too. Like, so it's like a lot of like you're really running around. Those are all kind of must see things. Yeah, and you're probably giving like 2 or 3 days to Rome and 2 or 3 days to Florence. So like those Rome days are really intense. Yeah. And when you get to Florence, you get to extra relax. So I think that's why people don't enjoy Rome because you're like I have to see all the things. Yeah.
I don't know. You should write a like a travel guide.
Yeah.
Show them right there. I know. Don't smack me for giving you one.
I accept no new projects. I had a travel blog when I first came. Yeah. And like one of my posts was like Rome in a day, in 3 days, or a week. Like if you have a day, you're gonna see the Colosseum and St. Peter's because those like are the really big ones. But like if you have 3 days, add these. Yeah. You have a week. Try to see the Sistine Chapel and the Vatican Museum.
Yeah. What I know you haven't been in Switzerland that long. Well, what are your big things to do in Switzerland?
So yeah, that's why Switzerland's so different because there isn't like an equivalent of the Colosseum, St. Peter's Square, or like even like Big Ben and the London Bridge, like all those.
The London Eye and
I would say you're probably gonna be like coming in or out of Zurich, so like see it. But like I don't like Zurich at all. Like, but that's also like I lived in San Francisco and I wasn't that thrilled with Los Angeles. Like it's just kind of it's not my vibe. Lucerne is a little prettier, but like it's pretty quick. There's like a bridge. You walk around, you see the city itself. Like it's more like compact. The capital is Bern, which is like the other end of Switzerland. So like you can go over there. It's not like Italy. Like to get from like Milan to like Sicily is like a big deal, but to get from like Zurich to Bern is not that big a deal. And Bern is really pretty because all the buildings are limestone. Oh, so like the whole town, which is very small, it's like one street,
Oh my God.
A European capital city is like, it's like one street. If any like Bernese people hear that, they'd be very insulted. But like, it's pretty compact, and
Yeah.
it's just very pretty because all the buildings are that like limestone, and they all just like match, and it's just really pretty. We did like a tour of the like government building, which like if you're not Swiss, you could probably, if you're not interested in that kind of thing, you could skip. We did a tour of the old clock tower, which was really cool because they really like show you the mechanics of the clock.
Yeah.
And also just like, just kind of like walk down the town, that main street. Oh, they have bears. Like Bern is like, means like bear, kind of like.
Oh.
So they've always had bears like in the city. And like walked up like that main street, like it's mostly just like you just enjoy the town, not the bears. We walked.
Oh.
Bears are in one place.
Okay.
Bottom of the street. Yeah. So like in terms of towns, like Lucerne and Bern, I think are both pretty. I
Yeah.
haven't seen a lot of the Italian part of Switzerland, which is also supposed to be very beautiful and very nice. Also the French part I haven't seen so much of, like Geneva.
Things to do this summer when the girls are with their father.
Yeah, I've actually never been to Geneva, but of course that will be a big city to see. But like I think when people come to Switzerland, it's like there's those things like the cities, like see that waterfall I mentioned before. That's full of tourists. But I really think the thing to do here is to see the mountains.
Yeah.
To see the Swiss Alps and either like take little hikes and see the lakes in the summer, or go skiing in the winter. Actually, I'd avoid Switzerland spring and fall, because like if you're not here for skiing, a lot of those summery hikes and things, if you want to go hiking, if you want to do like major hiking, so there's plenty of hiking otherwise, but like passes, like a way to get from this side of the mountain to that side of the mountain, some of them are closed for the winter, and they might not open till like July. Yeah, so like if my parents had been here in at Easter, there's a glacier I was hoping maybe we could take them to, and Peter's like, I don't know if the road will be open yet. And we were like checking, probably not until like after Easter. So like the roads are closed for snow.
Yeah.
Past Easter. So like if you're thinking of some of these, like if you have really specific hikes in mind coming to Switzerland, you need to like make sure they're open the time of year you plan on coming. Because like normally you'd think spring would be nice, but if you want like to do summery stuff, it might still kind of like be closed for snow, but it's not like skiing snow anymore. Yeah, it's just different here, tourist wise.
You must be happier living in not happier, but like it must be a change living in from going from such a tourist centric city to not.
Yeah, I was really nervous spending 13 years in Rome, and before that San Francisco and Boston, and to living in like a village.
Yeah.
And like we were between living in Lucerne and living here, and in the end we couldn't get like exactly where I wanted to be in Lucerne, and I didn't want to be like on the edges of the city. So I was like, let's just live in the town. And one of the ways I justified it is like when you live in a city and after a while you never leave your neighborhood. So it's like, well, this will just be like our neighborhood, because like
my sister-in-law lived in Chicago when Brian and I went there. It was like, hey, do you have any like ideas and she's like, I never left my neighborhood. I just stayed, in my little area.
City, I try to get a couple friends together, and like they don't want to leave their fucking neighborhood. And it's just like honestly, like I go to New York City and like I invite one friend, I invite a couple of the Brooklyn people, and some of them just do not come to Manhattan. It's like, why fucking live in Brooklyn if you're not gonna come to Manhattan?
Yeah,
your friend from overseas is visiting. Like,
my cousin lives in Brooklyn, and she makes the trip all the way from Brooklyn to my grandmother's house in New Providence, and she's complained about it many times, and how difficult it is, but she does it.
If I ever lived in New York City, like I would not go Brooklyn, I'd go Hoboken, because like to get from Brooklyn to New Jersey is just such a bitch. My business is there, and he moved from San Diego, California, to Brooklyn, and like we see him only slightly more often now.
Oh Jesus!
It's like such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, no. There are times where she's bowed out of family things, but she's like,
she's gonna have to spend hours in trains or whatever.
Yeah, well, for my she was very gracious. She made the trek for my baby shower with Abby, and she's like, "Here, I got you a card." She's like, "I couldn't bring anything else on the train," and I was like, "That's fine.
That's what I want."
Yeah, yeah,
kind of events, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she wants to get out of Brooklyn, but it's right now it's just not in the cards.
Yeah.
But maybe things will change. I hope for her.
Yeah, like actually for me, this place feels very similar to living in a city because like I still walk to all the things. There's still like events happening that are organized by the town, and like I went to a concert a couple months ago and like walked to the thing. Like that's about as often as I would do it. I've done it once since I've been here, but like twice. I've missed 2 concerts since I've been here, and that's like as often as I did in Rome. Probably more often. So like I think that like that city style life where you walk to restaurants and you can have a drink and not like be calculating how you're getting how much can I afford, and being irresponsible and endangering the lives of others. Like that, that you can just kind of, that's the big part to me of like of what I consider kind of city life, or the draw of it, and have that still. Like actually going back to real estate, I have very fancy friends here. They're all like, they're all fancy people, and a lot of them are like buying houses. Makes sense, stage of life, like this economic class. But you know, when you buy a house, what I realized my question is like, which town? Because like you don't stay in this town and buy a house. Because they're like $2 million for like an apartment. It's like city prices. And so like if someone buy a house, it was like, which of the suburbs are you moving to?
Where are you going?
So I'm like, my friend upstairs just moved. I'm like, they're very well, and they still moved. They're not staying in Altdorf. They're going to like another town. And actually Peter owns an apartment, not the one we live in, and has like a little square of lawn. And this experience has him basically being like, I don't want a house.
Oh no,
because it's just like, it is a lot more work.
I mean, it is. And
our apartment has 4 bedrooms, like, and a very big living room. Like, how much bigger would a house be? Like, if I had a house.
True. Very true.
So you have a house, and
I have 2 bedrooms
really,
and 2.5 bathrooms.
We have just 2. And I mean, you have that extra floor as a townhouse. If you sold it, I think you would place it as a bedroom.
No, this is be a den. This would be considered a den.
Oh, okay.
Because there's that behind me is not a closet. That's where the furnace is and the water heater. So there's no closet. I think in New Jersey, I have to double check. I think in New Jersey, it has to have a closet to be considered a bedroom. There's no closet.
You should know that.
I should know that. Here's the thing. Nope. It was on the test is all like joint tenancy common, which is all different types of ownership of homes, some contract stuff. What else is on there? Contract stuff, joint tenancy and tenancy in common always gave me a mind fuck, and still does to this day. Because they're so similar with only a fraction of a difference. I'm not kidding you. It's not.
Well, I won't say her name, but like our friend, my friend, but was married for less than a year. And I remember when she sold her house, she put a door into the dining room so that she could sell it as one more bedroom than it had.
Yeah.
And I was like, but who would want that? Like, everyone wants a dining room. We don't want another bedroom. And she was like, no, people won't even come see the house if they see that it's
only so many bedrooms.
Like whatever, like a 2-bedroom opposed to a 4-bedroom. So like this will get people in there to see it. She did. She sold the house at a profit, living there for like less than a year. So she.
Well, good thing she turned to profit.
A TV show called Homes Under the Hammer. It's a British BBC show. And like you buy property at auction, and pretty much everyone's flipping it either to sell or to rent. And they all do the exact same things. So like, as little money as possible to like squeeze every dime out of it. And they will turn like a 3-bedroom house into a 5-bedroom house. Like they just like make everything as as small as possible while still looking like, yeah, what, like you can't have like a weird room, like, because then like, yeah, it still look high end, but like, yeah, really just like, how many bedrooms can you squeeze?
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes the value.
Yep. Yep, it does. Oh, I'm having new headshots taken this week, and I'm going to try to go get a haircut.
Mm. If they come out really nice, I can update our,
Yes, I will. Yes, I will. I'll show it to you. But yeah, I'm hoping, because to me, this is too long. It doesn't look good on me, and I want to bring it.
So you can get your hair done like that day before the pictures?
I can't, unfortunately, because I took the day off. It's Tuesday because Hannah has a concert, and the concert goes. I have to be there at 8:45 to walk in and get a seat, and then it goes to 10, and then I have
night or in the morning?
In the morning.
Because neither of those sounded right to me.
Like, no, I have to be there at 8:45 a.m. to sit down and get a seat for the concert that starts at 9. And then from what it said, it's like, it should be over by 10 because the concert's over at 9 and then there's a craft afterwards. So we have to do the craft. And so now I have to rearrange when I was going to get my headshots done. And now I asked my mother-in-law if she can step in and pick up the girls because I also have a team meeting, which I've never been to a team meeting with my real estate group since I started. So yeah, I think if I have the opportunity, I should jump on and be there. So I'm going to go to the team meeting. And then I'm like, afterward, I'm like, oh my God.
So they still finish the school day after the concert?
Mm-hmm. There's an option to take them home. And now I feel like a piece of shit because, like, I'm not taking her home.
Worse, because, then there's so much pressure to take them home.
Yeah, I'm not taking her home because I have this meeting I would like to do, and I have to get the headshots done. So, but, like, if I can
take them home afterward, it's just the worst, because it's like...
It is. Yeah, it is. It is. But I'm hoping if I get my mother-in-law to pick them up, I could say, like, Nanny's going to pick you up after school. And that will be happy. Make her happy, so... Yeah.
I have walked into that situation before where it's like you can get them then, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm not doing that. And then you're like realizing every single kid is leaving, and you're like, shoot, I guess I take my kid out.
Well, I'm just gonna lie, and if she says, why aren't we going home? Be like, I'm sorry, Mommy has to go back to work.
Okay.
I'm just gonna lie. I mean, it's true. I'm gonna go to a team meet. I'm gonna probably go home and probably just work for maybe 45 minutes, 30 minutes, and then head out to the team meeting. And after the team meeting, when I go meet the girl to do my headshots, the girl doing my headshots, she's a college girl from where I used to work when I used to work at the daycare. And we always go along really well. And she always was like, I'm really into photography. And I kept encouraging her, like, go to have a side hustle. Everyone needs a side hustle. And I saw on Instagram that she has it. And I was like, I'm reaching out to her. And I did. And she'll charge me $30.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and I could probably just Venmo it to her because God knows all those kids Venmo. But I'll have to bring cash just in case. I prefer to Venmo it, but so yeah, and we're gonna do it outside. I don't know where. I'm gonna let her pick. She's a photographer.
The lighting will be better.
Let her pick. She's a photographer. So yeah.
Yeah, that's part of
Tina picked out. I wanted to wear a white shirt. And Tina suggested that I trust her, with like a dark blue to make my eyes pop or look good with my eyes. So I was like, okay, that's what we're doing.
Very similar color.
Yeah.
Sisters. I think like color theory is such a big thing now. Like, I mean,
oh, I know. You got to go get your colors done, which is like $250.
That's what I think about that. But a long time ago, I was like trying on a shirt. And it was like in a blue or a pink. And someone told me, like, you really, with your skin tone, the blue really looks a lot better. Yeah. And I like took note of that, and like I do think it's true. Like if I wear clothes, I love neutrals. That's like my favorite. Like drawn to them. That's what I want to wear. But yeah, a shirt that's too close to my skin tone doesn't flatter me very much. Like I'm better with the jewel tones.
Yeah, this is like a royal blue.
Yeah, I think and of the darker tones, I think the blues look nice on me too. And I would say I think you always look lovely to me. But I would guess since we have similar color.
Yeah. Well, I want to look nice, and so yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I might look up because she's so new. I'm not saying I doubt her as a photographer. Please don't. But I might look up some nice little poses or whatever I could do. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think I told you this before, but like, you want to kind of lean a little into the camera, and especially your neck. You don't want to go so far that you're like a skeleton.
Yeah.
But, like, don't lean away from the camera.
Yeah.
So that's not what anyone wants to look at pictures.
No.
Lean into the camera a bit.
Yeah.
Like, what a difference. Like, even just the tiniest bit. Like, I look like I weigh 1 million pounds.
Yeah.
Just, like, I look quite, like, careful not to go too far. But, makes a big difference. I also find that, like, shoulders down makes me round, and shoulders up makes me look a little more, like, toned.
Yeah.
I'm just, like, kind of rolling my shoulders a bit. And then, you always, of course, you want to avoid the, like, flat arm.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, just anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what's in my headshot.
Jeez.
And it's just,
The profile picture I have, I'm sitting, and I kind of have both of my elbows pulled back. It's kind of just me, boobs 3 and 4. But, like, just, like, most of my arms, I kind of just have my elbows back, and I like the way that my arms look with them, like,
yeah. So,
but posing is a whole other, like, subject. So if she's new to photography, she might not be an expert.
Yes, that's. I wanted to look up some things so like I could be ready. She's a very lovely person, and I hope she grows, and you know.
Well, yes, that's nice to support someone.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm distracting from wrapping up.
Oh yeah. Let's wrap it up because it's sort of over an hour and kind of. Are you putting that out?
That's the start. That's our intro.
Just save that audio bit.
Yep.
It's our outro. Thank you.
I'll be quiet.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you had as much fun as we did, getting in so much Change Girl Talk and grown up time. Subscribe to catch up with us again next month. This is a monthly podcast because that's the level of commitment that I can handle at least. So yeah, don't worry about clogging up your feed, but if you do want more, check out our past episodes. We've been doing this now for a while. We have a lot of past episodes. If you want to reach out to us with questions, comments, or anything at all, you could email us at hello@MediocreMomsCo.com. We could absolutely love to hear from you. That's also our website, MediocreMomsCo.com, where you can find all the links to last episode, social media, everything. Again, that's MediocreMomsCo.com. Also our handle on Instagram and TikTok. So yeah, please join us again, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.